Okay, so if you had guessed a wedding dress, you would be correct. A wedding dress is a gown worn by the bride during a wedding ceremony. Although many Western brides choose white wedding dresses, wedding gowns traditionally come in an array of colors, according to cultural and religious traditions. So, let's find out about wedding dresses. So, during the Middle Ages, a wedding was not a romantic entanglement. Instead, it was a transactional matter to unite two families, businesses, or even countries. Marriages were arranged by the parents, often with the bride's dowry in mind. The marriage ceremony held to formalize the agreement or sign a contract was a simple affair held outside of the church and attended by interested community members. Among the upper class, politics played a bigger role in marriage than love, and as a result, bridal attire was meant to impress everyone in attendance. The extravagance of a bride's wedding dress was a direct reflection of her social standing and wealth. Brides from well-to-do families often wore bright colors, luxurious fabrics, and rich adornments like velvet, jewels, or fur. Those with lesser means wore their very best dress on their wedding day. So, bridal fashion came into its own following Queen Victoria's 1840s nuptials to her cousin Albert. Victoria's white wedding dress, with its slim waist, lace-covered fabric, and crinoline-lined skirt, became the classic Western bridal silhouette that endures today. In the interim, styles have changed with each era, from the slim-cut dresses of the 1920s to the puffy sleeve gowns of the 1980s. Wedding dresses have been adorned with lace, buttons, and crystals, and further enhanced with long trains, decorative veils, and tiaras. Today, almost anything goes when it comes to a wedding dress. So, I also found this very interesting that I'd like to share with you, that the color of the wedding dress, like I had said earlier, they're not always white. It is based in different cultural and religious traditions. There are many different colors of wedding dresses throughout the world. So I'd like to share that with you. So, because of Queen Victoria and her influence on, while white has been a popular color of wedding dresses, some believe the color to symbolize innocence and purity. Although biblically, it is the pale blue of the Virgin Mary that actually symbolizes that. So, historically, a white dress was viewed as an extravagance since it was harder to keep clean and therefore quite impractical. To have a white dress meant that you were part of the wealthy class. British royalty like Philippa of England, Mary Queen of Scots, and Queen Victoria all wore white gowns when they wed, further reinforcing their wealth and social status. As news of Victoria and Albert's nuptials spread across Europe and beyond, brides everywhere adopted many of the same wedding traditions, including the white dress and a lavish wedding cake. Today, white wedding dresses include off-white, shades like ivory, eggshell, and champagne. But red is another long-standing color for wedding dresses in places like Mexico, China, India, and Pakistan, where the bold color represents good fortune and prosperity. While a Japanese bride will typically wear a white kimono during the marriage ceremony, she will later don a red kimono for the festivities that follow. In Indian culture, brides dress in hues of red or pink, while those in ancient Greece wore long robes tinted with red or violet shades. Yellow is another wedding color that was popular in ancient Rome, where it symbolized the bride as a bright torch bringing light and warmth into the marital home. Throughout Chinese history, brides dressed in different colors, from black to green to red, according to the fashion of the day. Scandinavian brides traditionally prefer black dresses, while those in Vietnam opt for blue gowns. In many cultures, wedding attire is multicolored. So I thought that was pretty interesting, the different colors and what they symbolize in different countries or in different traditions, cultures, religions. So it's not always a white wedding dress. Like it said, today anything goes, but in the past, it was not always white wedding dresses. It is based on different cultures, traditions, and religions. So I do have one or two little trivia facts about wedding dresses. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, a wedding dress would be worn more than once. In fact, most women, including royalty and very wealthy, would alter or dye their wedding dress for use at another formal occasion. Women of lesser means wed in the best dress they owned. So, wedding, like how it said in those clues that I'm usually recycled, a lot of times now people just buy the dress, wear it one time. In the past, people, they wore their Sunday best, or when they had that wedding dress, they just changed it a little, dyed it, maybe added some things, took away some things, and they kept using the dress. Okay, and then this is the last trivia I have about wedding dresses. While the average wedding dress costs about $1,600, they can range in price well into the millions of dollars. Among the costliest dresses ever created were those adorned with pearls, Swarovski crystals, diamonds, and peacock feathers. Which that dress took 2009 male feathers to be exact to cover that dress in the peacock feathers. That's a lot of feathers. The most expensive wedding dress in the world, known as the Nightingale of Kuala Lumpur, is valued at $30 million. Crafted from red silk and taffeta by Malaysian designer, this one-of-a-kind dress is decorated with 751 diamonds plus a strung 70-carat pearl-shaped diamond at the center of the bodice. So this dress has jewels all over it. I bet it's absolutely gorgeous. With all that on there, and that costing that much, I don't know if I would be comfortable walking down the aisle getting married in it. I mean, I bet it's beautiful, but that's a lot on the dress. But those are my wedding dress, a little bit of history of the wedding dress, and a little bit of trivia about wedding dresses. So if you had guessed that today, what am I, and guessed a wedding dress, great job. Those are always fun activities to get our minds thinking and putting all the clues together to figure out what it is. So I hope you guessed wedding dress, and I hope you enjoyed the history and a little bit of trivia about wedding dresses. See you next time for Who Am I?